Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Hanaria, which ID student number A1M2 20022.
My name is Waden Nurlawalin with student ID number A1M2200 and 30.
Okay, my name is Wadia Sandi with student ID number A1M220028.
And my name is Siska Amelia S. And student ID number A1M220024.
Okay, today we will discuss about total physical response method. So this is one of teaching method in English, especially when someone or when students will learning English. So teacher can conduct this method when the teacher wanna teach English in the class. So, but talking about TPR, actually, what's your opinion about the goals of this method?
Okay, so the TPR method is one of the methods of teaching language in early childhood because its application is related to the coordination of commands, speech, and movement so that it makes it easier for a child to master a language in his learning. The teacher's goal is to use the TPR method because it is very easy and light in terms of language use and also contains elements of gamification so that it can relieve stress on students because of the problems faced in the lesson, especially when learning foreign language, and can also create a positive mood for students, which can facilitate learning so as the increase student motivation and achievement in lesson.
Oh, okay. What I can catch from your explanation is the goals of this method is to make the students feel easy and also enjoy the learning process. So the teacher used this TPR to make the students never feel difficult, like that.
Yes.
Yes. So next, what do you want to talking about?
I catch from the point that this method is very easy because contain element of game movement, and so it can relieve students stress because of the learning problem. Especially the stress when they face the problem in the learning the new language, especially foreign language. So it can create a positive mood for our students when they do some movement.
Okay. It means total physical response is involve the movements,
Yes.
all the behavior of the students, right? Okay. Next, what do you want to talking about? You.
Langsung baca aja kan? I think the question how is culture? How is the language view? How is the culture? Just with the acquisition on the native language, the oral modality is primary.
Oh.
Culture is the lifestyle of people who speak the language natively.
Okay.
I think it is.
Oh, okay. It is involve oral culture.
Yeah.
Oral culture. So, how about your opinion about this? The other, what is it? The other information about TPR. What do you understanding about this?
I think the student is to lead the people who command this method, and students as the listener, and they imitate what students do and they practice in the movement. I think that. What is your opinion about that?
Oh, it means the students as the imitators.
Yes.
And the teacher as the director of the class. I mean.
Yes.
Oh, it means after the teacher give some instructions, then the students will imitate what what the teacher have given instructor about the topic or the material.
Yes.
Like that.
So the teacher is like a director in a short story, maybe, for example. So the students like an actor who do the what is called, like the direct, who do the command from the teacher.
Okay. How about you? What the feeling of the students deal with this TPR? Well, how the students feel?
Okay, the TPR method was developed to reduce the stress felt by students during the learning process by letting students speak when they are ready without having to force them so as not to cause anxiety to the students. Another way for students not to feel stress is to make the learning process fun and relaxed so that students feel more relaxed and comfortable in the learning process so that students can understand and know the learning.
Oh, okay. It means the students will feel free because there are so many movements on the teaching and learning process,
Yes.
and then they will feel relaxed
Yes.
because what is it? Because easy to learn with some movements. It is can make our body easy to catch all information from the teacher. Maybe like that.
But it is a crowded with a lot of movement in the classroom.
Yes, because there are so many students on there, and let's imagine together if all the students do some do some practice or movements in the same time, for example, right? Okay, so for you, how about the native language, the role of native language?
The role of the native language, TPR, total physical response.
Yeah.
Total physical response is usually introduced the students. Is usually introduced to the student the native language. After the introduction, rarely will be the native language be used. Meaning is made clear to body movement.
Oh, okay.
Body movement students.
Okay, but after it means after the introduction, the native language is rarely to be used. It means for the introduction,
Yes.
native language will be used, right? And then, but after introduction, native language rarely. Yes, the frequency of using native language is decreased from the first the teacher used before, like
Yeah.
teacher used before. Oh, okay. It means at the first time the teacher will use native language, but after introduction, the teacher will reduce the native language use, right? So I really interesting with what's the skills and also yes are emphasized in this in this method. I think this TPR in Aries language, there are two items or there are two factors or there are two points that are emphasized of this method. The first is vocabulary and also the second one is grammar. But both of vocabulary and also the grammar is embedded of the imperative. For example, like when the teacher asks to you have to sing please sing a song, and then after that there is grammar under and there is vocabulary under, and then after that the students will imitate or will do what the teacher said.
But my question is, how the song can contain grammar rules?
Yes.
Sometimes a lot of song just ignore the grammar rules and just emphasize like idiom. And so
Yes.
on.
Yes, that's for song in for song like the song that I mean is, for example, like the teacher give a sentence, and then the students will um, do what the sentence are commanded.
Oh,
Yes, maybe for song, um, of course there are grammar on there. For example, like how the way subject, object, and predicate will be arranged.
but so this is about tenses.
Yes, more like that. So the other the skills areas, the language skills that is the students will get in this TPR method. In this method, spoken more emphasized
Oh.
than written language because they try to always imitate what the teacher said, and then they try to make movements or imitate what the teacher explained to the students. I think like that. So and then the big question is how the teacher can evaluate the students in this method, TPR method especially. The teacher will see will evaluate the students from their activities in the class. But when the teacher will conduct a formal test, the teacher can ask one by one of the students to do some movements or to do some sections or activities. Then the teacher can evaluate from that. So there are two sides that the teacher will evaluate of this method. The first is the teacher can see all the activities conducted by the students when in teaching learning process, and then the teacher can ask individually for the students from the students. Then they must do what the teacher say, like that.
It is not difficult to give some score about movement.
Yes,
It's like a sport class.
yes,
So
maybe you can say like that.
We just do some movement, and our teacher just give us score about that.
Yes, but for the errors, yes, of course the students will make some errors when in learning and teaching process. So when the students make some errors, the teacher will make it correct and just what is it just major correction or just major errors that the teacher will explain about that, not all of the activities, but just for the some important parts, like that.
How are the disadvantages of this method?
Yes. Do you have any opinion about the advantages or disadvantages, or do you think that this TPR is good way in teaching and learning process?
I think no.
You think no?
I think we can prepare another method, but
Yes.
more easier from this method.
Do you
think
think
so.
this?
I think
Uh.
I don't like this method.
Okay, you don't like this method.
Because we should have some movement.
Yes.
Yes, it's really what is it? It's really needs so much
Energy.
Yeah, energy, so much energy because we have to do some movements and so on, right?
Yes.
And not
I
like-
think this method will be students
Uh.
feeling fun, but students it will be stress.
yeah,
Because of the movement.
Yes.
because of the movement. There's
I
so
read in the books it can relieve student stress, but I think the movement in every week, in every meeting, is too boring,
yes. Moreover,
and I feel uncomfortable with that.
yes. Moreover, the learning and teaching process will be held until maybe, for example, like 1 hour to 2 hour. And let's imagine together when 2 hours, the students will make some movements. Always make some movements. It is really what is it? Really needs so much energy,
Yes.
right? And then
Maybe
what's
there is a lot of solution about people who use this method about advantages.
The advantages of this method. Do you have any idea about the advantages of this method?
I mean about the solution for this advantages. We should do some movement for every week.
I don't think so, but maybe because the main goals or the main characteristic of this
Movement.
actually do some movements.
Okay.
So, but I think the advantages of this method is maybe not for all the students feel stressed, but maybe there are some students, of course, will be stressed because there are students that easy to feel bored when do some activities regularly, and then in other side maybe the other students excited for this to use this TPR because they will never feel sleepy because there are so many movements, right? So they feel really excited for this movement, I think.
I read about the goals of this method to refuse the feel bored, to refuse the stress from the students. But I think that we have a lot of choices about another method to refuse the stress and to fix the problem. It's not about the movement. We have a lot of choices to refuse our stress. And about the students' interest, about the students feel sleep in the class, I think that when the students interest with the teacher explanation, they wouldn't feel sleep, of course. So according to my opinion, sometimes I feel sleepy. It's not it is because the what they call it, the good way the teacher explanation.
Yes.
It's not about any
about-
movement
yeah,
or
any
not in the
movements.
classroom.
So actually, any movement is
It is not.
enough needed for the class, but maybe we need to any movement, but not all the activities that in the learning and teaching process the students have to make some action or so on, right?
So I can conclude that the movement is not the most of the good way to fix the problem.
Yes, that's right. So any idea again about this TPR method? Do you have any idea? Ada lagi yang mau sampaikan? Kalau tidak ada yang bilang no.
I think no.
No, okay. I think overall is clear. We have explained many points of this TPR. And you? Any idea again? You? Any idea again? No, I think disadvantages and advantages of this method as the conclusion or as the closing of our discussion today, right?
Yes.
Yes. So you have let's close this discussion. Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.